Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. I would like to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. We'll start with a reflection by Ms. Rodriguez, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance from Brooksville Elementary School. Everyone may please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Do the pledge first.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Brooksville Elementary. Ms. Rodriguez is now going to do the moment of silence or reflection.
I come before you tonight, dear Heavenly Father, with grateful hearts for the opportunity to serve our students, our families, our teachers, and our staff. Grant us the wisdom in every discussion, discernment in every decision, and humility as we lead. Help us to always place the well-being of children at the center of our work. Give us strength and encouragement to our educators and our employees who dedicate themselves daily to shaping the future of our community. Lord, give us to lead with integrity, respect, and compassion, even when opinions differ. Remind us that our words and actions carry weight, and help us to foster unity, understanding, and civility throughout this district. May your campuses be a place of safety, learning, opportunity, and hope. Bless this meeting and everyone present tonight. May the decisions made here reflect wisdom, responsibility, and a genuine desire to serve others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Yeah, he's going to do it.
Brooksville Elementary students and parents, thank you for coming out tonight to say the pledge. We appreciate you being here. How many more days of school, guys? 12. Oh, see? That's one number we all know. I know it is New Mercy Week, but or we're celebrating that. But so thank you guys for coming out. We'll pass the mic and you can introduce yourselves. Thank you.
Ariella Valdez, 5th grade.
Sophia Green, 5th grade.
Rafi Rocca, 5th grade.
Wesley Rook, 4th grade.
Cartha Mendoza, 4th grade.
Grace Carter, 5th grade.
Jackson Lewis, 5th grade.
Carissa Decker, 5th grade.
Aubrey Mitchell, 5th grade.
Thank you, Brooksville Elementary. At this time, we will have our school spotlight by Brooksville Elementary. Oh, and you guys are going to stay up here while he does the school spotlight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. It's truly an honor to stand before you and represent Brooksville Elementary School. If this school year had a title, it would definitely be the one where we make a difference. And much like the iconic show that inspired our theme, this year was filled with laughter, growth, challenges, teamwork, and unforgettable moments. This marks the second year that Mr. Summer and I, Dr. Richard Inman, have the privilege of serving together as the administration team of Brooksville Elementary School. We are both proud and honored to serve this community, and just like the friends gathered on the couch at Central Perk, we know that the best moments happen when people support one another, celebrate together, and keep showing up for each other day after day. And because at BES, we just don't work together, we are there for each other.
The one where we took a leap. This year, we challenged our students and teachers to be risk takers, to be resilient, to include mistakes in their learning, and to seek knowledge and to keep pushing forward. And just like that great episode where, just like any great episode where there were moments of challenge, our students never backed down. They leaned in, they took risks, and they grew. The one where we got better together. Our teachers accepted the same challenge. While we were proud of the growth that we had made last year, we knew that we weren't content there. There was more work to do, and so we didn't wait. This summer, we started preparing and planning, aligning, and strengthening our instruction so that we could hit the ground running this year. And from that very first day of school, it's been full steam ahead.
The one with family and celebration. This year, we continue to build strong connections with our families and community. We hosted our second annual Title I Family Barbecue Bash, bringing families together for a night of fun, food, and fellowship. We had over 175 individuals attend this year. We ran out of hot dogs, but our community partners, First Baptist of Brooksville, went back to the store to get more. We were so proud to partner with the Hernando County Sheriff's Office along with Fire and Rescue, helping make the evening even more special for our families and students. We also celebrated our students at our Shining Star Reader Night, recognizing those who made meaningful gains in reading during the school year. Because at Brooksville, we believe every bit of growth deserves a moment in the spotlight. The one where we honored our heroes. One of the most meaningful moments this year was our Veterans Day celebration. We hosted a special breakfast honoring veterans connected to our BES community, followed with a school-wide celebration. Our students had the opportunity to recognize and thank those who served our community, and the Hernando High Royal Regiment Marching Band helped make the event truly memorable with a special performance. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of service, community, and gratitude.
The one with unforgettable experiences. Our PBIS program created opportunities that our students will be talking about long after the credits roll. From an exciting jump rope assembly to a mobile planetarium that brought learning to life, these experiences reinforce positive behavior while making the school a place where students are excited to be. We also recently hosted our annual Glow Party with a new underwater theme. The one where the arts took the stage. Our Lyrical Leopard chorus continued to shine. They put on a second full production, Jingle Bell Jukebox, and were also invited to perform at the downtown Brooksville tree lighting, representing Brooksville Elementary with pride in front of our community. This year, we were also honored to host the District Art Gallery celebration, showcasing incredible artwork created by students across the district, including many talented artists from Brooksville Elementary. It was a wonderful opportunity to celebrate creativity and highlight the artistic talents of our students.
The one with new opportunities. We also expanded opportunities for our students to explore their interests. This year, we introduced a gardening club and a Young Cineminds Club, where students explored creativity through video production and storytelling. We also continued our volleyball club and pickleball club, giving students even more ways to connect and belong. The one with powerful partnerships. Our powerful partnership with Hernando High School continues to make a difference. The Royal Regiment Marching Band visited multiple times this year, sharing their talents, inspiring our students. It's always something we look forward to. And the Future Teacher Academy has also continued to support our classrooms, working directly with our students. Many of those outstanding young leaders will be recognized tonight, and we are so proud to be part of their journey.
The one where it all comes together. As we look back on this year, one thing is clear. Our students took risks. Our teachers rose to the challenge. Our families stood beside us. And together, we made it all happen.
At Brooksville Elementary, we know that success doesn't happen alone. It happens when people work together, support one another, and keep showing up day after day. So as we move forward, we'll continue to take risks, grow together, and remind every student at BES we'll be there for you. Thank you for your continued support at Brooksville Elementary School.
And thank you to Brooksville Elementary's leaders. Without you, the school wouldn't be as amazing as it is. You guys, really, just your positive energy explaining your school is what makes your school so wonderful. So thank you for that. You guys may have a seat. At this time, we are going to have Mr. Ellerman come up and do the employee recognition.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Pender, community members, students, faculty, staff, and honored guests. At this time, on behalf of the Hernando County School District, I would like to recognize the following Brooksville Elementary School employees for exemplary service with the district for more than 30 years. Please come and receive your certificate and stay for a group photo. after I call your name. Michelle Watson, in recognition of 31 years. Amanda Justice, in recognition of 31 years. Love Zajak, in recognition of 30 years. And Sherry Hall, in recognition of 40 years.
She's leaving. All right, at this time, we'll move on to the adoption of our agenda. Item number 126-3772, approval to adopt the agenda dated May 12th, 2026. I find that there is good cause to allow the revision to item number 2326-3755, approval of the contract for the sale of Jackson property parcel key 332562. May I have Ms. Mokler come up to explain the changes?
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and superintendent. I recommend the approval of vacant land contract between the School Board of Hernando County and the Cowgirl Company 1 LLC for the sale of the property located on parcel ID number R19-421-19-100000101300000, as further described and on the terms and conditions set forth in the vacant land contract. I further recommend amending Resolution 26-006 signed March 24th, 2026 to reflect that the superintendent or his designee are authorized to execute the vacant land contract as well as any and all closing documents, instruments, affidavits, certificates, amendments, notices, and other documents necessary or convenient to effectuate and complete the transaction upon approval as to form by the district legal counsel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a motion and a second? Do we have any discussion? No? Please vote. And that passes 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Mokler.
Thank you.
Do we have any elected officials in the room who would like to speak tonight? No? Okay. Item number 2, 26-3773, Student Representative Jasera Abdul Rahim of Springstead High School is going to share an update tonight via a video. She has prior graduation events to attend tonight. So at this time, we will watch a video that she put together.
I am so sorry I'm unable to make it, but right now I am currently performing. Speaking of performances, this week's updates will be about the performing arts in the county.
Chocachati recently hosted their first annual art exhibit. Students from BPK to 5th grade each had 4 pieces of work displayed for their families to see. Deltona has their elementary art show tonight as part of their carnival. Many students recently won district art awards. JD Floyd has their Splash Choir concert taking place tonight. Moton Elementary will include students' performances and upcoming graduations in Moton's Got Talent. Spring Hill Elementary's annual talent show was on April 14th, hosted by Miss Newman. Everyone is now preparing for their award ceremonies, which will include song and dance for kindergarten. Many Suncoast students were recognized at the district art night. They have music built into their weekly specials rotation. Miss Geiger is working hard on an instrument unit, and 3rd grade students are learning how to play the recorder. Westside Elementary has a performing arts special that all grade levels attend. Students were recently featured for their hard work making puppets. Their after-school group will be putting up a Little Mermaid Junior on May 21st and May 22nd. On May 7th, Challenger K-8 had their band spring concert at Hernando High School. Chorus is holding their end-of-year performance this Thursday. EK8 held their Night of the Arts on May 7th, where elementary and middle school students showcased their art. They also recently had a middle school band and chorus concert. Last month, Fox Chapel's chorus performed at Deltona's Elementary's Career Night. They are excited for their spring chorus concert taking place this Friday, May 15th. Parent Middle School recently opened their art gallery display in the school cafeteria. Parents delegates would also like to recognize the school band. Not only have they hyped up the crowd at football games and performed for 5th grade tours, but they also have been participating in competitions. Pine Grove, West Hernando, and Central came together to put on an incredible performance of The Beauty and the Beast. The group has grown so large that they have 2 separate casts performing twice each during the week of the show. Pine Grove's baritones work with the Junior Thespians group at West Hernando, all former Pine Grove students. At Springstead High School, performing arts is very big. Right now, I am currently at our senior cabaret, which both has underclassmen performing as well as all of the senior soloists. And here are just a few photos from Adam's Family, our most recent musical production. We also have a band concert coming up this week. I hope everyone gets home safe. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Thank you. I always enjoy watching her updates. We're going on now to the portion of presentations. Item number 3, 26-3758, recognition of the Numeracy Week, pouring our hearts into math activity.
Good evening, board chair, board members, Superintendent Pinder. I'm going to talk very briefly. I just want to recognize the efforts of my 2 elementary math coaches, Tisha Welter and Stephanie Siblis. This is year 2 of us recognizing students for projects that they do during Numeracy Week back in March. Stephanie and Tisha, they organize it all. They come up with a theme, everything like that. They even reach out to sponsors to provide the awards and everything. So I'm going to hand it off to them because they did all the work. I just wanted to recognize their work for what they did.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, superintendent, district leaders, families, friends, and guests. Tonight we honor and recognize a special group of students across Hernando County Schools, our young mathematicians who participated in this year's Numeracy Week celebration, pouring our hearts into math back in February. We proudly celebrate these students for their hard work, courage, and creativity and passion for mathematics. Their efforts truly reflect the innovation and excellence happening in Hernando County Schools every day. During Numeracy Week, kindergarten through 5th grade students were challenged to step up to the role of math teacher and create engaging videos or instructional poster boards to teach a math concept they learned in school. These students use mathematical vocabulary, visuals, models, creativity, and confidence to share their love of math with others. What makes this recognition so meaningful is that these students did more than solve problems. They became leaders, communicators, and teachers. They demonstrated that mathematics is not just about numbers, it's about thinking critically, explaining ideas, and inspiring others to learn. We also want to recognize and send our sincere appreciation to our generous sponsors, CC's Pizza, Chick-fil-A, Culver's, Curriculum Associates, Hand to Mind, Texas Roadhouse, and the Hernando County Education Foundation for your continued support of mathematics education, student achievement throughout Hernando County. Now, at this time, it is our pleasure to introduce our young mathematicians who poured their hearts into math and accepted the challenge of becoming math teachers during Numeracy Week. We ask that when your name is called, please come forward to receive your certificate recognizing you as a math champion within Hernando County Schools. Please join us in congratulating these students. Adria Arnio. Whitney Bender. Damian Berditsky. Winston Bishop. Everly Brotmarkle. Ellis Crisp. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Hesa Cuela Padilla. Right behind you. Alice Day. Kenneth Day the fourth. Aaliyah Dolatina. William Englert. Alyssa Fielden. Elizabeth Harvey. That's Alyssa Fielden. Alyssa Fielden. Caden Kim. Lucien Labrada Sanchez. Elena Levison. Alan Martinez Luzado. Jesus Morales. No. Xavier Ramon. And Noah Rivera.
All right. Great job, students. Okay, at this time, we'll move on to item number 4, 26-3764, recognition of Springstead High School students by Mr. Ellerman.
At this time, on behalf of the Hernando County School District, I would like to recognize the following Springstead High School students for their actions assisting and helping quickly mitigate a potential threat during an incident which occurred April 8th. Please come and receive your certificate and stay for a group photo. Braden Hendrickson. Anthony Colton. Marquise Johnson. RJ Delgado. And Eric Gutierrez.
Mr. Pender.
So if I could just say to these students, we're incredibly proud of you. You demonstrated courage, responsibility, sound judgment during the recent incident at Springstead High School. In a moment that required quick thinking and composure, these students rose to the occasion in a way that reflects the very best of our school community. Their actions not only contributed to maintaining safety, but also showed a deep sense of care for others. It takes strength of character to do the right thing, especially in difficult or uncertain situations, and these students exemplified that strength. We commend them for their bravery, their awareness, and their willingness to act. They serve as an example to their peers and a reminder that each individual has the power to make a positive difference. Congratulations, students. I also want to point out that you guys will be the first recipients. They haven't come in yet, but this pin that is up here, well, I'll give it to you. You can put it on your certificate, wear it on your lapel, when you dress up like this. You can wear it right here if you want to, your book bag. But it's the Superintendent's Leadership Award that I'll carry around as long as I'm superintendent and give out to students who show exceptional leadership. You guys are the first recipients, but I'll send it to you because they haven't come in yet. Thank you.
Item number 5, 26-3744, recognition of the Hernando High School students that have received New World Scholar designation.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Howard, and I'm the Director of Elementary Programs, and I'm here tonight with Dr. Inman, the principal of Brooksville Elementary, Miss Booker, the principal of Hernando High School, and Miss Dill, the teacher of the Hernando High Teaching Academy, to honor the achievement of 5 students. The Raise High School Tutoring Program is a reading initiative of the Florida Department of Education and the Just Read Florida office, in which juniors and seniors who provide 75 hours of reading tutoring to students in kindergarten through 3rd grade can earn a scholar designation. The cards presented here on behalf of the Commissioner of Education read, "The New World's Reading Scholars Medal is awarded to students earning 75 hours of tutoring under the Raise High School Tutoring Program, preparing eligible high school students to tutor kindergarten through 3rd grade students. Your efforts have helped young children discover new worlds while fostering a love of reading, and for that we are so grateful. We hope you'll wear it proudly with your regalia at graduation." So on behalf of the Commissioner of Education, Hernando County School Board, and the Superintendent, I am pleased to present the 2026 New World Scholars. Students, when we call your name, if you'll come to the front. We'll start with Amaya Pryor, who provided 87 and a half hours of tutoring. Come on up.
Thank you.
Okay. Amelia Tefelsky with 92.6 hours of tutoring. Holly Chartier with 92.9 hours of tutoring. And this year, for the first time, we have some record setters. Zayaja Bryant provided 149 hours of tutoring. Unfortunately, she is unable to be with us tonight because in addition to providing all of these tutoring hours, she also holds down a job. Our final honoree of the evening more than doubled the required 75 hours of tutoring. Over the last 2 years, Anne Marie Ray has dedicated 196 hours of reading tutoring to the students of Brooksville Elementary. So congratulations to this year's 2026 New World Scholars.
Item 6, 26-3751, recognition of graduating seniors for leadership, community service, and scholarship awards. welcome Ms. Lastra.
Good evening, Board Chair and members and Mr. Pinder. I just wanted to take a minute first to recognize all of our graduating seniors. It's that time. I'm sure all you will as well, but very, very exciting. And I want to introduce tonight Ashley Hofacker from the Greater Hernando Chamber of Commerce, CEO, as she is going to be introducing some of our sponsors this evening and recognizing some of our students.
Thank you. Good evening. As Beth said, my name is Ashley Hofacker. I'm the CEO of the Greater Hernando County Chamber of Commerce. I am also Hernando grown Springstead class of 2007. Yes. For those of you who don't know, the Chamber has a foundation, the Chamber Education Training Association Foundation, and through that, the mission is to support education, training, and workforce development. And so annually there has been a scholarship program. It is a little bit smaller this year, which is why we get to be here with all of you celebrating the scholarship awards, but what better place to do it? And so this year, as always, we worked closely with Beth and her team to get the high school principals and guidance counselors to nominate students from the high schools, and we're proud to present 5 scholarship checks this year. And so because of these sponsors behind me, the Kiwanis Club of Brooksville Foundation and also Career Source Pasco Hernando, these scholarships are possible. So Whitney with Kiwanis and Lindsay with Career Source is going to join me tonight as we present these scholarship awards. We have Aubrey Aarons from Wikiwachi High School is receiving $1,000 from the Brooksville Kiwanis Foundation, and that is in the area of community service. Grace DeGrella from Springstead High School is receiving $750 in the area of community service, and she's from Springstead High School. There was one student who could not be here tonight from Nature Coast. They have their Night of Excellence, but Liliana Robles from Nature Coast received $500 in the area of leadership, and that is from Career Source Pasco Hernando in honor of Mark Earl. We have Caleb Russell also receiving a $500 scholarship in the area of community services funded by Career Source Pasco Hernando, and he is from Hernando High School. Last but not least, Patrick Polanco from Central High School is also receiving a $500 scholarship from Career Source Pasco Hernando in the area of leadership. So, congratulations to all of you. Best of luck as you graduate, and we hope you do great things.
Item number 7, 26-3743, recognition of Hernando County School District's 25-26 Artificial Intelligent AI Task Force.
It's been too long. Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Pinder, tonight we have the opportunity to formally recognize and thank the members of the Hernando County School District's 2020-2026 Artificial Intelligence Task Force. As I call them, I'm going to ask that they come and receive their certificate and also stay for a photo. And by the way, this is representing instructional staff, administration, parents, across all of our stakeholders.
Mr. Diaz, before you do, can you explain what these people are?
Yes,
they've
I am
done?
actually
Oh, you
gonna-
did? Okay.
Yes, I will
Thank you.
talk a little bit more in a minute.
Perfect, thank you.
Absolutely. Brent Benware. Holly Record. Caitlin Brunner. Kimberly Mulrooney. Sarah Duncan. Nicole Sowards. Vanessa Hurd. Kaylin King. Patrick Polanco. Dr. Mike Lastra. Brad Merschbach. Dr. Chris Clifford. Jill Kalasa. Joe Amato. And Alexis Brown. Some of the members did excuse themselves for the weather and other unforeseen circumstances. This task force was convened at an important moment for our district. When artificial intelligence is rapidly evolving and becoming an increasingly visible presence in education, society, and the workplace. The responsibility before this group was not a simple one. They were asked to review existing policies and explore new and emerging technologies while keeping learning, ethics, student safety, and academic integrity at the forefront of every discussion. Representing instructional staff, school administrators, parents, students, and district leadership, the members of the AI task force engaged in thoughtful, collaborative work to study AI tools, examine potential instructional uses, and consider the implications for students and staff. Their discussions were grounded in professional judgment, developmental appropriateness, and a clear commitment to aligning innovation with our district's values. As a result of their work, the task force developed a comprehensive artificial intelligence guidance framework to accompany School Board Policy 754008. This framework translates board policy into practical, classroom-ready guidance, helping educators understand not just what is allowed, but how AI can be used responsibly to support teachers, teaching and learning. The framework emphasizes a learning-first approach, ethical responsibility, student protection, and clear expectations across grade levels. Just as importantly, it reflects a balanced perspective, one that recognizes both the instructional potential of AI and the need for appropriate safeguards. On behalf of the school board and district leadership, I want to extend our sincere appreciation to the members of the AI Task Force for their time, expertise, and thoughtful collaboration. Your work represents a meaningful investment in the future of teaching and learning in Hernando County schools and demonstrates our district's commitment to responsible, intentional innovation. Thank you for your leadership, professionalism, and dedication to our students and staff. Thank you. And now the photo. Don't go anywhere.
Item number 8, 26-3720, recognition of Patrick Mahue, the Weeki Wachee High School Athletic Director, for being recognized by the Florida Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association as the 2026 Section 2 AD of the Year, as well for earning his Certified Athletic Administrator designation from the National Interscholastic Administrators Association. Mr. Kudczyk.
Thank you, Madam Chair, board members, Superintendent Pender. Love the night of recognition. It's great. We got one more. I did want to point out that in almost every single one of those groups that we had up there, there was at least one student athlete in those, even the AI task force. So just throwing it out, just saying. All right, anyways, it is my honor to recognize and celebrate my colleague and friend, Mr. Patrick McHugh, the athletic administrator for Weeki Wachee High School tonight, as we acknowledge his 2 outstanding accomplishments this evening. The first occurred about 2 weekends ago at the 48th annual, I'll save you, the FIAAA conference during their Hall of Fame and Awards banquet in Orlando. Coach McHugh was selected and honored as the FIAAA Section 2 Athletic Administrator of the Year. Section 2 pretty much represents, if you could picture the triangle from Jacksonville down to Melbourne, across to Hernando, and then back through Ocala. So a pretty big path, a swatch of the state there, I should say. He is only one of 4 athletic directors to receive this honor this year. A few of the highlights as to why Coach McHugh was honored with this prestigious award. Overall dedication to his student athletes and coaches, as well as the district, overall program and individual team's success. He's a gracious hosts many conference, districts, and regional events, including a huge event this past winter season, hosted the regional wrestling tournament. Again, teams coming from across the state, eating at our restaurants, staying at our hotels, and showcasing Weeki Wachee's beautiful facilities. He was integral in implementing a variety of district-wide athletic platforms and initiatives, including our athletic trainer program, as well as Sports U. He's coordinated, along with his admin team and coaches, hosting many in-school games and matches, which was kind of something that was unique at the time, and now everyone's copying him. Different PBIS events, just building exposure and visibility for those sports, as well as building school culture and pride. Innovation on social media, marketing. He's getting a Hall of Fame going for Weeki Wachee. And he started the Weeki Wachee High School Athletics ESPYs as well. So a lot going on. Coach McHugh worked super hard at his craft. So that's why he received the FIAAA Section 2 Athletic Administrator of the Year. Now, the other one, to be honest, I'm even more proud. He recently earned his Certified Athletic Administrator distinction from the NIAAA, the national organization. To earn this distinction, Coach McHugh has demonstrated the highest level of knowledge and expertise in the field of interscholastic athletic administration. The voluntary certification process included a thorough evaluation of the candidate's educational background, experience, and professional contributions. Also had to take 5 specific NIAAA leadership training courses, as well as a rigorous, comprehensive written exam. With this CAA, Pat is one of an elite group of interscholastic athletic administrators nationwide to attain this level of professionalism. If you'd like to come up here, Coach Pat McHugh.
Weeki Wachee.
Item number 9, 26-3623, Masters in Educational Leadership Cohort Recognition.
Good evening, everyone, board chair, superintendent. Tonight, we proudly recognize a remarkable group of professionals, our employees who have completed their master's degree in educational leadership from St. Leo University. This achievement reflects not only academic success, but a deep commitment to leadership, growth, and service to our students and schools. These graduates balanced full-time responsibilities, personal commitments, and rigorous academic expectations, an accomplishment that speaks to their dedication, perseverance, and purpose. In addition to their graduate studies, each participant also completed our year-long Aspiring Leader Academy. Through this program, they gained meaningful insight into district departments, policies, and procedures, learning directly from district-level staff at points aligned with their coursework. This intentional alignment ensured graduates met all requirements to apply for open administrative positions after completion. We are especially proud of this initiative, and it was made possible through approved millage funds, demonstrating our district's commitment to investing in people and developing leadership from within. There are some people that we would like to thank. If I could have Dr. Lamb, Dr. Sedlak, and Dr. Wixon from St. Leo, please join me. These ladies were instrumental in putting this whole program together and working with our staff and our employees to make it possible for them to complete. I would also like to have our district staff that participated in delivering sessions, please stand. You know who you are, or you're already standing. Thank you. They took time out from their families and their evening activities to participate in these meaningful sessions. And also thank you to the principals of these aspiring leaders for their support and dedication to making sure that they did what they needed to do and they were able to be exposed to the experiences they needed. So principals, please stand and be recognized. I also want to thank Mr. Pinder for his forward-thinking vision and planning for our district's leadership pipeline. And I just have to say special thank you to my assistant, Teresa Batakevich, who I made crazy setting all of this up, and she made sure to keep everything straight with this, so thank you. And last but not least, to our graduates, the knowledge and skills you've gained will shape schools, support educators, and positively impact students for years to come. We are proud of you and look forward to your continued leadership. If you will join me up in front of the dais, we would like to recognize you. They're in order. All right. Miss Jolie Devereaux, if you could join us. Linda Lopez. Matt Brunner. Amanda Bigwood. Deanna Molina. Christy Jernigan. Nadia King. David Schlechter. Patty Kaysen. And Shannon Bredding. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding graduates. Thank you. Oh, we have one more? Oh, okay. Congratulations and thank you for all your hard work.
As we organize for a photo, Ms. Rodriguez would like to say something to the graduates. Before we take a photo, Ms. Rodriguez would like to say something.
As a school board member, I know that strong schools are built on strong leadership. Tonight's just not about earning a degree. It's about the future impact each of you will have on the lives of students, staff, and our families. Throughout our community, the knowledge, the leadership, and the vision that you have gained will help strengthen our schools for years to come. On behalf of the school board and our entire community, thank you for choosing to lead, to serve, and to continue striving for excellence in education. Congratulations to each and every one of our Educational Leadership Masters graduates. We are proud of you, we appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing the positive difference that you will continue to make in the lives of our students and schools. Thank you and congratulations again.
A little bit closer, please. A little closer for two.
You got yourself? No, we're good.
We'll now move on to the approval of the minutes. Item number 10, 26-3774, approval of the minutes from the 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. special school board meetings held on April 21st, 2026, and the workshop and regular school board meeting held on April 28th, 2026. May I have a second and a motion? There we go. Please vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on to the citizen input on agenda items, green speaker forms. Item number 11, 26-3775, citizen input on agenda items, green form. Are there any green speaker forms tonight? No green? All right. Now we're moving on to the adoption of the consent agenda, items number 12 through 31. Do we have anyone that would like to pull an item from the consent agenda? Okay, what items, what numbers?
13 and 15.
13 and 15. Anyone else? Okay. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda with items number 13 and 15 pulled? May I have a second? Please vote. Mr. Johnson, if you could please vote. And that motion passes 5-0. Item number 13, 26-3736, approval of the charter application for You Thrive Elementary School of Brooksville STEAM. Can I have a motion and a second? And now Ms. Duval for discussion.
Ms. Williams, could you come up, please?
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Just I think one question, maybe two. Generally speaking, did the committee that reviewed this charter application express any concerns about the application? And if so, could you share the concerns?
Sure. So overall, the committee did vote 15-1 to approve. I do have a list of the concerns broken down by section.
Okay.
So section 6, exceptional students. One of the concerns was modifications to assignments should only be provided for students on access standards. Section 8, school culture and discipline. Reliance on district staff for weekly counseling and providing Tier 2 behavior support is not sustainable. Section 11, management and staffing. What is the staffing plan beyond the initial year of one kindergarten teacher and one fifth grade teacher? How will clerical, custodial, classroom support be allocated? And where is a copy of the staffing plan? Section 12, human resources and employment. An example of the current You Thrive personnel manual was provided as illustration of a plan. However, we do not have a copy of the proposed STEAM staff handbook, and in response it states we will follow the same procedures we currently follow for onboarding charter school staff. Hernando County School District has not been provided with a copy of this current staff handbook. In response to references, HR Director stated, this statement is referencing our personnel manual, which pertains to an outside entity contacting our organization for reference for a current or previous employee. This is not how we conduct our own employment reference checks for our new hires. Currently, we conduct reference checks for all new hires of all their previous employers, regardless of written consent. Consent is not required to conduct incoming or outgoing references for staff that have student conduct as required by Florida Statute 1012.27. The employer has an obligation to both provide and obtain references in this capacity. Additional review will need to take place once the following are completed: the Employee Handbook, Policies and Procedures Manual, Section 13, Professional Development. The application does not address how they will ensure trainings meet the requirements outlined in Florida Statute 1012.98. Number 2, application assigns a professional learning facilitator. There is no such job description. Please use staff from professional learning department instead. Number 3, the principal will be responsible for keeping all files required for audit for 5 years. Number 4, the application does not talk about who is responsible for overseeing teachers that are flagged as out of field or how they will ensure they receive the proper training to be in compliance. And number 5, under professional development, how is the school providing individualized professional learning to teachers outside of what the district provides through mentoring and coaching? Section 16, facilities. Facilities description lacks evidence of size and layout of space in alignment with the educational program, mandated class sizes, etc. However, use of an existing charter school facility, which has been operational for years, is presumed to be adequate. Number 17, transportation, Section 17, transportation. The Hernando County School District attendance zone has not been selected. Section 18, food service. Concern was transport of meals may require additional food services staff and vehicles. Section 20 was the budget. Using a shared facility and certain support staff may create unique challenges when allocating shared expenses. Additional due diligence will be required to ensure expenses are accurately accounted for and appropriately distributed between the two charter schools. And then section 22, startup plan. Number 1, discussions with sponsor will take place January through February 2026, should include charter school facility capacity and expansion plans applicable to concurrency reviews for residential development. And number 2, moving facility safety and compliance checks to June 2026 would allow time to correct any identified deficiencies prior to opening. Those were the concerns.
Thank you.
You're
Can
welcome.
you read that last one more time, please?
Moving facility safety and compliance checks to June 2026 would allow time to correct any identified deficiencies prior to opening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Or do we have any discussion on this? Ready to vote? Please vote. That motion passes 4-1. Item number 15, 26-3738, approval of the charter application for You Thrive Elementary Academy for Creative Excellence. May I have a motion and a second? And discussion, Ms. Duval?
Dawn, I have the same question again.
Certainly. So some of the concerns were similar. So for the Academy for Creative Excellence, Section 6, exceptional students, modifications to assignments should only be provided for students on access standards. Excuse me. Section 8, school culture and discipline. Reliance on district staff for weekly counseling and providing Tier 2 behavior support is not sustainable. Section 11, management and staffing. What is the staffing plan beyond the initial year of an office manager, classroom coordinator, 5 teachers, an EST, and guardian? And where is a copy of the staffing plan? Section 12, human resources and employment. It's exactly the same as for STEAM. Would you like me to reread it? An example of the current You Thrive personnel manual was provided as illustration of a plan. However, we do not have a copy of the proposed STEAM staff handbook, and in the response it states we will follow the same procedures we currently follow for onboarding charter school staff. Hernando County School District has not been provided with a copy of the current staff handbook. In response to references, HR Director stated, this statement is referencing our personnel manual, which pertains to an outside entity contacting our organization for a reference for a current or previous employee. This is not how we conduct our own employment reference checks for our new hires. Currently, we conduct reference checks for all new hires of all their previous employers, regardless of written consent. Consent is not required to conduct incoming or outgoing references for staff that have student contact, as required by Florida Statute 1012.27. The employer has an obligation to provide both and obtain references in this capacity. Additional review will need to take place once the following are completed: Employee Handbook, Policies and Procedures Manual, Section 13, Professional Development. The application does not address how they will ensure trainings meet the requirements outlined in Florida Statute 1012.98. Number 2, application assigns a professional learning facilitator. There is no such job description. Please use staff from the professional learning department instead. Number 3, the principal will be responsible for keeping all files required for audit for 5 years. Number 4, the application does not talk about who is responsible for overseeing teachers that are flagged as out of field or how they will ensure they receive the proper training to be in compliance. Number 5, how is the school providing individualized professional learning to teachers outside of what the district provides through mentoring and coaching? Section 16, facilities. Number 1, Facility description lacks evidence of size and layout of space and alignment with the educational program, mandated class sizes, and estimated renovation costs. However, the plan and timeline demonstrate a realistic sense of facility needs. A, securing a certificate of occupancy 30 days prior to opening would allow time to correct any identified deficiencies. Number 2, backup facilities plan may be challenging depending on capacity and utilization of identified sites. However, identifying multiple backup sites provides enhanced contingency planning. Section 17, transportation. The Hernando County School District school attendance zone has not been selected. Section 18, food service. Transport and meals may require additional food service staff and vehicles. Section 22, startup plan. Number 1, discussions with sponsor will take place September through December 2026, should include charter school facility capacity and expansion plans applicable to concurrency reviews for residential development. And number 2, moving facility safety and compliance checks to June 2027 would allow time to correct any identified deficiencies prior to opening. Those were all the concerns the committee had.
And with all those concerns, can you explain to the public, as a school board, our duty with the charter schools, even though we have these concerns?
So we have these concerns in each area of the application. The standard was met. There's certain criteria listed for meeting the standard. So these are just some outside additional concerns that would not prevent us from not approving the application. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. All right, any further discussion?
You're welcome.
Okay, please vote. And that motion passes 3-2.
Madam Chair, I was just having a conversation with the Vice Chair, and she, with respect to item 13, she voted in error, and she would like to change her vote. And so I think it's appropriate, based on the circumstances, if she meant to vote no and she voted yes, I think the board should allow it.
Okay, board, do you allow it? Yes. Okay, please change that vote. Ms. Duval?
May I also be afforded that same opportunity?
To change your vote as well?
Yeah.
Mhm, yes. Can we go back and see what that would look like now?
On 13 and 15, Mrs. Duval?
So the motion would fail for item number 13 to 3.
Okay, so item number 13, the motion fails. 3-2. Okay, so therefore, I would like to change mine as well on number 15. Does the board accept me to change mine to no on number 15? So on that one, that would fail also, correct? Yes. So that would go 3-2? 3-2 as well. Thank you. Right. At this, Ms. Rodriguez, do you have something to say? Or we're moving forward? That's okay. At this time, we'll move on to item number 32, 26-3776, citizen input on Hernando County school issues on which the school board customarily takes action, pink forms. And we do have some pink forms.
Did we vote on the consent agenda?
We did. Mhm. All right, Mr. Myers, could you please read the instructions for this item?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is an opportunity for public to address any general topic of relevance to the operation of Hernando County Schools. To speak at this time, you should have already completed a pink citizen input speaker form located on the tables at the entrance to the boardroom. If you have any attachments you wish to share with the board, please provide them to the board secretary prior to speaking. Each speaker will have 3 minutes during this segment of the agenda. Speakers will be called by number to come forward by the chair. Prior to making your remarks, please state your name and address for the record. inquiries or comments made during citizen input may be followed upon with the speaker and reported to the board by the superintendent or staff thereafter. Those are the instructions.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. We'll begin with speaker number 1. Please make sure you state your name for the record.
Cassandra Rogers, Spring Hill, Florida. Over the course of the school year, I've had the privilege to participate in the Student Delegate Program. I, along with 3 other juniors at Springstead High School, were interviewed and selected as junior delegates for this school year. This opportunity has allowed me to engage in public policy and government. I've learned the importance of local government, the role of public participation, and how policies affect everyday student life. I've watched and been inspired by the school board members in front of me and the public members in my community behind me on how to lead effectively, to be involved, and work together to solve issues. Along with attending almost every school board meeting this year, I've attended and helped DeSera at events countywide for this program, thus bringing me to why I'm up at this podium today. I come up here not to crucify, but to bring importance to this program and the lessons that it brings to life. This program has been monumental for me. The lessons taught through this unique experience wouldn't have been possible without the Student Delegate Program, and the value of DeSera sitting on the dais has much further implications than just for show. Throughout U.S. history, participation has expanded following the principles of democracy and equality that our country's Constitution is founded on. Democratic participation and free speech has been a vital safeguard, ensuring that corruption and tyrannical oppression from our government does not infringe on our rights. Defiance happens when people don't feel represented by the government who's there to represent the people. From the Boston Tea Party to 1773 to the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, the common theme sparking defiance was the injustice of a fair representation and a voice in government. The dais is the student's voice in government. I plead with you when discussing your decision regarding the status of the student representative physically sitting on the dais to listen to your constituents. We, the students, want representation. We, the students, continue to support DeSera. Removing the position from the dais will decrease student efficacy in the future and now. And I, just as much as you on the board, want unity and a cohesive body that works together and feels that their issues matter too. So please consider the broader implications of this decision that goes against the democratic ideas and American principles that the public elects you to represent. America is built on protecting and promoting participation and representation in government, not destroying it. As a student that feels the effects and decisions made up on the board every 2 weeks, we want to feel represented, not silenced. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 2.
Diane Lembrecht from Brooksville. At the last school board meeting, when the prayer was offered, it was asked that everyone be respectful to everyone else. 10 people spoke in support of the student delegate position. Everyone was respectful until the ridiculous comparison was made between DeSera's situation and President Trump. How respectful was it to those speakers when one school board member was writing what I assume was her closing remarks and not giving them any of her attention? Also, it was stated that the discussions about this situation were started when a motion was made on on April 14th by Mrs. Rodriguez to remove the student position from the board. She denied saying it. However, when that motion was made, Mrs. Duval immediately stated she would never vote for it. The only reason it wasn't voted on was because Mr. Johnson stated he did not know enough about the situation and wanted a workshop to discuss it. It was even stated in this meeting that if the position was eliminated, Jasara would be able to finish out her year. This story was reported in 5 newspapers and on TikTok. In her closing remarks at the last meeting, Jasara stated that many students are bullied every day. They are taking a risk every day they walk into a school building. Removing this program is not going to stop this. After the last meeting, a reporter actually talked to Jasara, and I really appreciated him doing that, and her father. She assured him she is holding up well. Every student delegate from 5th grade up has watched what she has gone through and still wants the role. Today's students have been exposed to more than past generations and can learn to handle themselves. The decision should rest with them and their families. She further stated she does not like the suggestion that they are babies or children. They are on the verge of leaving the K-12 system for college. She possibly wants a career in politics and feels that this has been a very good experience. Her father is justifiably proud of his daughter. He says she is intelligent and well-spoken. Safety matters, he said, but so does making sure future voices are heard. In closing, I just want to say, getting rid of this position only hurts those students that have earned it. You will be allowing one individual to spout his racism and bigotry and get away with it. Why give him that power?
Thank you. Speaker number 3.
Good evening, Kimberly Maroney, Board, Madam Chair, Superintendent. I want to congratulate all the seniors. I remember this time last year was a hot mess when mine was graduating, so I can only imagine what the parents are going through. I want to say congratulations to all the other grades, kindergarten, 5th, and 8th. I know my daughter will be going to middle school. Her graduation will be on the 27th at CK8. I'm so excited. I'm really here to talk about tonight is the state testing. I personally feel, and I know it's nothing you all can do about it, so I get that, but it's high stakes. When my child has made herself sick over it, there's a problem. People sit on this board who do have ears up at Tallahassee. We need to come together and do something about this. This high-stakes state testing has got to go. I've already went through it one time with my oldest with the FSA, whatever it was called back then. That was crap too. And the fact that she is not a data point. These teachers are not data points. This little girl is very bright and intelligent, and I know she's not in here, and I keep pointing that way thinking she's in here. But anyways, she didn't gain anything this year. She went down, and that's because she has made herself sick over it. We have done everything we can. Pumped her up, tell her she's going to go get Starbucks cake pop. We're going to do everything. She gets a good night rest. She goes, I did everything they tell me, and I still didn't do it. And she comes home crying. Instead of worrying about sitting here writing when everybody's talking and, would like your attention and respect, which is rude, and instead of worrying about books and this and that and the next thing, we need to be worrying about these children who are beating themselves up. We see the kids getting 3s and 4s and 5s and celebrating them, and that's great, and I love that we celebrate them. But what about the kids who don't do that? Who don't get none of that because they struggled. And for whatever reason, they're not great at taking tests. Tests are not the answer. I'm sorry, they're not. But if we come together as parents and the school board and we go to Tallahassee and we tell them no more, what's that saying? Those who teach do and those who can't, they make laws about teaching. We need to end this, and we can do this together. But I can't do this alone. I don't want to see any other child go through what my daughter has gone through. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 4.
Good evening. Beverly Coe, Brooksville, Florida. There is a movement taking root in this country, and in particular, conservative states like Florida, to dismantle the free and fair public education system and initiate for-profit, private, and charter schools, many with a Christian nationalist curriculum. You see it happening by the siphoning off of billions of dollars from the public school budget to be used for vouchers for private or religious charter schools. Attorney General James Uthmeyer has proposed religious charter schools and homeschool students. Let private schools pay for themselves. Even though all polls and statistics reflect more than 2/3 of the country support the secular public school system, religious despots have gained significant influence over American education policy through targeted local and state and legal strategies that exploit structural political advantages rather than broad national consensus on issues such as school choice, curriculum changes, and the emphasis on just one or a few parental rights over college-educated teachers' expertise. You know, this shouldn't be a partisan political or religious issue. I myself am a person of faith, raised in the church, but both conservative and progressive citizens, including vast numbers of clerics, honor and strongly support the separation of church and state as written in the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. That is the basis of our free and fair democratic republic. The majority do not support any particular religion inserted into the public education curriculum and believe one's religious beliefs should be practiced at home and in places of worship. Faith is important, but it should not be forced on students. Ethics, morality, manners, and civic engagement can and should be an essential part of a secular school system. If you want to see polite, mannerly students visit a Japanese school, and they're not Christians. No one ever achieved anything by not showing up, and here are some actions you can fight for public schools. Vote for candidates for school board and all political positions who 100% support full funding for secular public education and not the multi-billion-dollar purge for vouchers. Ask them and hold them accountable. Any school board candidate who supports the voucher drain should not be on the board of a public school. Ask them also if they support the separation of church and state. Contact by mail, text, phone your representatives. Do it as often as possible. Flood the phones and their offices. They want to be reelected. Write op-eds. Write op-eds and join rallies.
Thank you.
Fight back.
Thank you. Speaker number 5.
Good evening. Board Chair, board members, Mr. Pinder, Lisa Masario, current president of Hernando Classroom Teachers Association. Last week, a week ago tonight, was National Teachers Appreciation Day. So I wanted to speak in honor of that and let you know, here is what Florida's Constitution says about public education. Section 1, public education. A, the education of children is a fundamental value of the people of the state of Florida. It is therefore a paramount duty of the state to make adequate provision for the education of all children residing within its borders. Adequate provision shall be made by law for a uniform, efficient, safe, secure, and high-quality system of free public schools that allows students to obtain a high-quality education, and for the establishment, maintenance, and operation of institutions of higher learning and other public education programs that the needs of the people may require. Those aren't just words on a page. They are a promise to our students and to our state. When our state creates an unequal two-tier system of education where one is expected to succeed at the expense or cost of the other, that promise is broken. As a result, and in recognition of the lack of uniformity in funding, the Florida Education Association has filed a lawsuit because the funding that is being siphoned off from our public schools is hurting our public schools, our districts, and not allowing us to afford the things that we know we need to serve our students best. So I wanted to make sure that I could discuss that in the public forum and make sure people are aware that we are upholding our end of this fight for funding for our school districts and our schools. And we have to do it together, right? So the advocacy about this is there has not been a budget passed yet. They are in a special session right now. So the time to contact legislators and let them know that public schools aren't failing in Florida, but they are being failed by things like a lack of funding and allowing funding to be drained off from our public school districts. So if we really want to do this together, I know that the lawsuit FEA filed is one way to advocate for change and for public schools to be given an equal chance to succeed. But I also wanted to address that we made these not as a we're fighting you, our district, or we're fighting you, our school board. This is about respect for the work that we all do. So it's the funding that's leaving us all short. So notice that I Love Public Schools is at the center, and it will be always, because that's where we are in a united front. And I have extras for anybody who wants one.
Thank you. Speaker number 6.
All right. Good evening, Amy Crisp. As the Student Delegate Advisor, my role is to serve as a liaison, gathering and communicating the perspectives of the students and staff involved in this program, while also being mindful of the concerns raised by the board. I would like to begin by thanking the board members who have taken the time to respond to emails and speak with me directly as we have worked to find common ground regarding the student representative position. I genuinely appreciate the willingness to engage in thoughtful dialogue. I also want to share that Jasira values this role so deeply that it was a difficult decision for her to attend a night of performances and recognition at her own school this evening. She wanted to be here to ensure that student voice continued to be represented in conversations surrounding the future of this position. That speaks volumes about the level of commitment our students bring to this role. Over the past several weeks, one thing has remained clear. We cannot lose sight of the fact that at the center of this discussion is student voice. Jasira has already shared that she would feel personally responsible if the seat on the dais were removed as a result of her experience this year. No student should feel that their service resulted in fewer opportunities for those who follow. I have also heard consistently from students in our district-wide student delegate program that being seated at the table is central to how they understand the role. Many have shared that without that component, they would not have been interested in pursuing the position, not because of prestige, but because it changes how directly and visibly their voice is included in the conversation. Preliminary surveys with delegate advisors across our elementary, middle, and high schools also show clear consensus to continue electing one senior student representative and including them on the dais as a non-voting advisory member. I want to acknowledge that concerns around student safety are real and important. As we continue this conversation, I'm committed to working alongside the board to strengthen the program by adding protective layers for students, clarifying the role for our community, and establishing shared expectations that support both student voice and student well-being. This week, I'll be meeting with our high school advisors to develop a cohesive plan for next steps while continuing to gather input directly from our current student delegates. I will bring both advisor and student feedback forward when this is discussed at workshop to help inform that conversation, along with research that I've been gathering from several other Florida districts. As you prepare for that workshop, I ask the board to keep in mind the message your ultimate decision will send. When major changes to a longstanding program are made following a challenging experience, it shapes how students understand support, leadership, and resilience moving forward. It is also important to note that our district has embraced the Leader in Me program across several schools, which encourages students to find their voice and inspire others to find theirs. That's habit 8, the extra habit. This is something we should continue striving toward and not move away from. Our students are paying attention. Future student leaders are paying attention. Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes all of our speakers tonight. All right. So let's see. We're going to go on to item number 33, 26-3749, deductive change order 001 to the contract with Wharton Smith Incorporated for remodeling buildings 4 and 6 for Eastside Elementary School. It's provided for the board's information. There's no board action required on that. And now, General Counsel, Mr. Myers, do you have any closing comments?
Well, actually, I do. I want to talk about what happened with the vote to deny the application to the for the 2 charter schools. The way I read the statute, your function is not just ministerial. In other words, you don't have to rubber stamp, what the recommendation was made at the workshop to approve. But the law does require within 10 days of the decision, we have to provide just cause for the reasons of the denial. And if The applicant is not satisfied with that. They have the right to appeal to the state. The Board of Education could overrule what you did. Just be aware of that. That they could approve the application despite the fact that you denied it. But what we do have to do almost immediately is to provide good cause to justify the decision that you made. So I just wanted you to be aware of what the procedures are, and I can tell you that given the way the state operates, there's a good chance that they would probably overrule you. But that's not a guarantee, but we do have to prepare the letter explaining why the denial was made by the board.
Thank you. All right. School board members, any closing comments? Do you want to start with Ms. Duval?
I'd like to express my appreciation to all of those persons who were recognized this evening. They certainly represent this district in an outstanding manner. And as we near the end of the school year, students, please do your very best to finish with a strong focus on academic growth. I know, challenging, right? Also, students, be safe and enjoy the summer. Teachers and staff, thank you so much for your focus on providing learning opportunities for our students. You are all so appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Duval. Ms. Bonzik?
I agree with what Ms. Duval said. Yes. There was an outstanding crowd tonight, right? People had to wait outside. That's our district doing such good things, right? Our teachers, our staffs. So with that being said, I wish everybody a good night. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for talking and the support that you bring to the board. And soon it'll be summertime. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Johnson?
Thank you. Mrs. Maroney, I agree with you. I've always disagreed with testing to see how good or bad the teachers are. I think there should be one test at the end of the year. If it's in math, it shouldn't be one to test the teachers and one to teach the student. It should be one test. It would take a lot off it. I just so heartily disagree with that second test. I always have, and I always will. I think it's a waste. That was brought about by the Federal Department of Education. When the governors met a long time ago, they decided, oh, let's rate the teachers. So they devised this second test. I just think it's nonsense. School ends. A lot of the students will be out by the time we meet again. Some won't. Some will be graduating. But it's also the time of year when these kids are going to be excited and they're going to be running around the streets. They're not going to be cognizant of the traffic and the cars running around. They're going to be excited. They're out. They've done. Yay. So please, drive safely, pay attention, and look for little ones running around the street because they're going to be all over the place. And have a safe time. Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, I think that they were referring to the FAST or the EOCs or the graduation exams. I think that's what she was saying, the test to finding her child as to what knowledge her child actually, not necessarily the teacher.
There always has to be an exam, in my opinion, for the children at the end of the year to see that they learn what they have to learn. Whether that should be the end all for the grade, I don't think so. I agree with the quarterly testing, and that's the best way to do it so they can see how they're progressing, and the teacher can make them, hopefully, because they know their skills, they're all here because they love to teach, can turn around and teach what the children have failed to. It worked when I was in school. It worked when Mr. Pinder was in school. It worked when Ms. Kidder was in school, and it works today. There has to be accountability. The only way we're going to have meritocracy, which is what the school system is based on, is by testing.
So Mr. Johnson, that you put Mr. Pinder in there, but I can say when I was in high school, we did not have tests besides our classroom tests. We didn't have to pass a state test to graduate. We did, although we did have to take every year, I recall, going to the cafeteria everybody sat on the thing, they handed out the test, it went back to the state, and everybody's seen how you rated, right? And I do agree, see where we're at rating-wise, but to hold a child to a test score, some children can't do it.
It's the pressure.
It's the pressure.
It's the pressure.
Though. A
And-
lot of life and a lot of
Right.
promotions in business are testing. It's on how you do, how you perform. So it is part of what goes through life. And
But I also say
agree
this,
with
that Mrs. Bonzik and myself go to Tallahassee. We represent, we're there constantly. We're always there speaking how we feel, speaking for all of you, of our constituents. It's what we have been elected to do. But if you're so passionate and you come up here, Mrs. Mulrooney, and you constantly want to belittle and insult and call and say you had time to speak, so you need to silence yourself for a moment and let me speak as well. Once again, this just proves the disrespect that you have. So when you want to come up here and you want to disrespect and you want to belittle somebody, before you do all of that, why don't you be the change? Why don't you drive to Tallahassee? Have you ever done that? Why don't you go? And why don't you figure out some stuff? If it's important enough to you like it is us and we go, then you join along and you go. You fight that fight. Because when you stand up here and you argue and you fuss and you carry on that nobody does anything, you know what? You have to do it as well. If it means that much to you, is there a mouse in your pocket? Have you been there?
Okay, guys, we're not going to.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yep, we're not.
I'm not going to argue with you about this. But do not stand up here asking for a change and asking everybody to do the job for you. If we're all up there doing the job for everybody, for all of our students, for all of our community, then you join in if you want to be involved. Don't stand here and begrudge somebody and belittle somebody. And also another thing with the disrespect, you stand here and you want to make these derogatory comments every time, every chance you get. You never see me insulting. You never see me disparaging you. I don't do that, but you have no problem coming up here talking the trash that you constantly talk. So you know what? Why don't you take that mouth that you run and why don't you go to Tallahassee and do it there?
Okay, let's move on. Thank you. All right. Do we have it? Do you want to do your closing comments now, Ms. Rodriguez?
Go, Mrs. Bonzik, do you have something to say? Okay. So as board members, we have a legal and we have a moral responsibility to act in the best interest of students and to safeguard their well-being. When a student serving in a delegate role becomes the target of harassment, intimidation, and personal attacks on social media, simply because they're seated on the dais alongside elected officials, we cannot ignore that reality. This is not about tradition, nor is it about continuing a practice simply because it's been done this way for 12 years. Our responsibility is to evaluate whether the current structure is still appropriate and safe for students in today's environment. If a program is creating unnecessary emotional stress, public targeting, or potential liability for a child, and yes, it's a child, so I guess I've been told that they don't like to be called children, but they're children, they go to our school, and they're not adults. And the fact of the matter is, if this child is having this liability put upon them, then we have an obligation to make changes. Our goal is not to eliminate student involvement, but to revamp the program in a way that continues to elevate student perspectives while better protecting the emotional well-being, safety, and privacy of the student participating. By restructuring the role so the student is no longer seated on the dais, we can still provide meaningful opportunities for student input without placing a bullseye on a young person simply for serving their social district. So I still say this, that is our responsibility. We were put here to lead, we were put here to serve, and we were put here to protect. So I will continue protecting, and that is what I will do. And I'm sorry if no one else can accept that, but sometimes things have to change, and the climate of the world has changed, and our duty is to protect the student. The student is our responsibility. And then to also give a shout out to Mrs. Amy Crisp. I just want to thank you for that student delegate. She's our teacher representative, and you've been amazing. I know that you were handed this program, and there really wasn't any tools for you. There was no policies, no procedures, nothing put in place. And you have voiced to me that this whole situation has been a blessing in disguise because it's made you take a step back and realize what all needs to be put in, the action, the plan, all of the protocols. And I think last week I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate your professionalism, your willingness to always be there, always work for the district and do what you do for these students. So it means a lot. And concerning the student delegate position, I do want to make something very clear. As a board member, I did not have to reach out for input to these teachers. The board makes a decision on this matter. I have the authority and responsibility, along with the other board members, to evaluate what we believe is in the best interest of students and vote accordingly. However, because I do value collaboration and student voice, I chose to personally reach out to the teacher delegate advisors at the schools and those involved with the program to gather feedback and discuss ways that we could revamp the program while still protecting students. My intent was respectful, collaborative, and accommodating. Mrs. Crisp, you were on the call through the entire thing, and I wanted those directly involved to feel included in the conversation. I've always been one that I feel like the teachers should always be included, and they're the ones doing the job. They're the ones on the front line, not us. So I've always, the years that I've been sitting up here, I always think that we should go out and ask our teachers what they want and how they see it, and I still feel that way. So I wanted those directly involved to feel included in the conversation and to be part of the solution. Unfortunately, one interaction I encountered was unnecessarily hostile and dismissive, including being told that they did not even have to speak with me. While she isn't wrong about that, any mature adult would welcome a dialogue and be eager to be involved and give direction, since they are the teachers. They're the ones overseeing the program. Regardless of disagreements, I believe adults involved in education should model professionalism, respectful communication, and problem solving, especially when the conversation centers around student safety and well-being. At the end of the day, this discussion is not about politics, personalities, or protecting a tradition. It's about ensuring that students are not placed in situations where they become targets for public harassment and emotional harm. I will continue to do my job responsibility, listen to concerns, and make decisions based on what I believe protects the students and serves this district best. I also want to recognize that the other teachers I spoke with, minus the one, were extremely respectful, professional, and willing to have a productive conversation about the future of the program. While we may not all agree on every detail, they understood the importance of discussing student safety, which is paramount, emotional well-being, and how we can continue student involvement in a healthier and more protected way. I appreciated their willingness to collaborate, to share ideas, and approach the conversation with professionalism and care for students. That is exactly the type of constructive dialogue that we should be modeling for our students and our community. So thank you, Mrs. Crisp, for all that you do, and thank you to those teachers that we all were able to have this conversation. I really appreciate all of your input. And with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and God bless each and every one of you, and drive careful.
Thank you. Superintendent Bender.
So there's been a lot of talk about safety tonight, and as it's related to the our student rep position. And safety is our #1 priority. Sitting next to safety right there is a quality world-class education that we want to offer students. I can't even say it's priority 1 and priority 2. It's priority 1 that we provide a safe learning environment and a world-class education. It's unfortunate that a few people, at best, put our student representative in a dangerous situation this year. I cannot, as the superintendent, say that what happened and what we've seen happen is a safe place for a student rep. I think it's, I was concerned for her safety many times and reached out to her parents and provided support as the superintendent as much as I possibly could within my power to do that. I think it's healthy for this board to have a conversation about the future of the representative and student voice in our district. And I don't think any member of this board, I know no member of this board wants to not have student voices in our schools. But it is incumbent upon me to do that in the safest manner possible. So I will bring back the conversation to the board for workshop so that we can have that conversation. I'm confident that as we move forward and all of the board members here and the input that we get, that we can make a decision that will keep both student safety and student voice in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to the workshop in the summer where I will support keeping our student representative and the voice on our board. Before we adjourn tonight, I do want to take a moment, ironically, Ms. Maroney coming up and speaking about the testing going on, the FAST testament, the EOCs, the graduation exams, the stress that does cause. Today, my son said to me, "Mom, I think you care more about this test grade than you do about me." And I had to stop and say, wow, like, wow, right? And that's real. And that's what they're feeling. And that's what I think Ms. Maroney was trying to explain that Gracie was also feeling. So I want to take a moment and say, I want every student to hear this clearly. A test score does not define your worth, your intelligence, your talents, or your future. And we do care more about our children than these scores. They are so much more, and we care about our teachers too. So with that, have a good night. This meeting's adjourned at 7:53 p.m.